everyone, this is Gary Tonicourt from MoreThanASnapshot.com. Today we're going to talk about the July photo contest, and the theme was birds, and we have some nice entries to look at. And I would say overall, as I went through these images, the general theme that I was thinking was there's a lot to photography, not just the settings in the camera, also trying to capture the right moment, trying to capture a quality image, and really just trying to show your quality images. Everybody takes bad images, and I'm not saying that these are bad, but some of these have some quality issues, things that could have been avoided, maybe corrected, either when shooting or in post-processing. So I think almost every image had some sort of an issue like that, and so you'll see that as a general theme going throughout this little contest. I'm going to start off, in no particular order, except when we get close to the end. The last, one or two images will be the ones that I thought were the better images. But other than that, the ones in the beginning, not really in any particular order. All right, so let's take a look. In this one, you didn't send us a very big image, so we can't, really see a whole lot of clarity. But you can see when I talk about quality right away, there are spots here. So in post-production, if, even when shooting the pictures, if this is dirt on the lens, cleaning the lens before shooting would help. Or it could be dirt on the sensor. So either way, this could be cleaned up pretty easily in an image editing program to get rid of these little brown dots. So, you really shouldn't submit an image that has those types of obvious flaws. There is a bird in the photo. The bird does seem to be in focus as far as I can tell. There's a bit of a slanted horizon. The exposure is not bad. So it has some things going for it. You just got to realize you want to try to send in a finished image, not one that has some obvious flaws. Alright, so let's move on to the next one. Alright, here we have a nice image of some swans, and I read that the photographer was saying how she waited and waited for the right moment when the swans would make this heart shape. And that's perfect. That's the exact right thing to do. I really commend you for putting in the time in doing that. The only problem I see with the image is that I don't know if you waited too long because the lighting is not very good. Both birds are in silhouette. I can see a little bit of detail in them. Either make it a complete silhouette or brighten it up a little bit. It's just that with the poor lighting, it just doesn't have that much impact. So, along with waiting, maybe to try again multiple times for waiting for the conditions to be better lighting conditions. Even as a silhouette, it's, the background usually in a good silhouette is more interesting. Alright, the next one. Alright, here we have a tight shot of a cardinal, and we have in this area a little bit of blown highlights. And you can see that there's a lot of noise in the image. So again, quality comes into play. You can see here all that noise. It does seem to be in focus. And not a bad shot. A little bit of an odd angle to shoot the bird at. That's another thing to keep in mind. Alright, here we have a heron. Now, this one had a lot of potential. One thing that's a bit of a problem is the bird is kind of going away from us at an angle. So it's kind of going out of the back of the picture. If it was coming towards us in either direction, it would have been a little bit better. So that's what I mean. That's not necessarily a problem with the setup of your camera or anything like that. It's just, wildlife photography is really difficult. So it's a timing thing, getting the right moment. So the other little technical flaw is you can see when you look close for focus, this wing, whoops, this wing is in focus. And the feet seem to be in focus, but you can see because the bird is tilted, the head is not as sharp as this wing. And so with a wildlife photo, the eye has to be tack sharp. It has to be the sharpest part of the photo. So you got to keep that in mind. Oops, I had two versions of that. Okay. All right, now in this photo, I think this photo had a lot of impact. It looks like you got a great exposure. You know, the exposure on the bird looks good. We've got detail in the feathers. We've got detail in the sky. And to me, the photo has a lot of impact. And it could have been a contender for the winner, except for a few minor little things that I picked up on, like the bird's flying up through the picture, and it doesn't have a whole lot of room here to travel. There's a lot of empty space here that could have been used. Put the bird a little bit lower, giving it more room to come through the picture. Also, when you, again, quality, when you look closer at the image, I'd have to go to a different picture to see it closer. Let's see if I can go to a larger image. You can see there's a lot of noise and pixelation. And when you get in closer, you can see that the eye is not totally sharp. So I think that it took away from this image a little bit. But overall, I thought it was kind of cool. Now this image does have some quality. It's a nice shot, but again, the same problem of the bird going away from us out of the frame. So it's more of a composition issue. The wings are close to being overexposed. It's hard to tell if it is. I see a little bit of detail here, but there may be some areas where there is no detail. Whenever you've got a white bird in some bright sun, that's going to be a challenge for anybody. And it might be slightly overexposed in certain areas, like on top of its head. But I think the composition was the bigger problem. Now this one is coming at us. It's an osprey. It looks like the exposure is pretty good on it. I think, again, I would have cropped some off of the back. We don't need all the extra sky in the back. Where we needed a little extra sky, maybe a little extra on this side. Again, giving the bird room to fly through the picture. And the sharpness, it's in focus, but it doesn't seem to be tack sharp. It's a little, just a tad bit off. Very close. Good job. It's a nice shot. I like it. And the way I have it composed on the screen right now, I think is a little bit better than what you had, because you had too much room on that right side. But this was a nice image. It was a contender. And this is what I picked as the winning image by Matt DeMeo. And here you can see it tells a nice nature story. We have one osprey bringing a fish to the other osprey to the babies. And it is in sharp focus. The lighting is not great, but it's not bad. It's nice that we can see clearly in all parts of the bird. It's just not fantastic lighting. It's good lighting. And there is a little bit of noise, but not bad enough. You know, maybe just using a little noise reduction would help that. And really, it's just that you captured a great story, and that's why it's the winning image. Congratulations. So I hope you enjoyed that little look at the pictures from this month's contest. Please go over to morethanasnapshot.com to see next month's contest. I believe the theme is going to be open, so you can enter there. There'll be a picture right on the front page for you to enter. Also, there'll be a link at the top of the page where you can enter to join my mailing list, so you're always up to date on what's going on at my site. Also, don't forget to like, share, and comment on this video. and I hope to see you again next time. Again, this has been Gary D. Tonicourt from morethanasnapshot.com.